hello. Welcome back to the Cuyahoga Sound Podcast. I'm not used to not yelling into a mic here because I got this thing going on because we have so many people here to join us.
Yeah,
I'm Chuck Schilling.
I'm Evan Stone.
All right.
We have a very special episode today with the whole five-piece band with us. What are you guys called?
Lake Irie.
We are Lake Irie.
You are Lake Irie. All right, let's start with you and go clockwise. Introduce yourself and what instrument you play in the band.
Yeah, so I'm Eddie. I play bass, and I've been playing bass for quite a while, but I kind of took a break for a while, so it's good to be playing bass with these guys. I'm really excited with the direction we're going, and it's looking pretty cool.
We sucked him back in.
I'm Brandon. I play guitar in the band. Been playing guitar since I was 12, so...
How old are you now?
25.
13.
My name's Eric. I've been playing. I'm the keyboard player in the band. I've been playing keys. Probably around 8 years old is when I started. Took it more seriously probably around when I was 14, 15-ish. Injured myself skateboarding, so I took on to set of skateboarding music is what I took up. So.
My name is Nick. I'm the singer, and this is actually my first time behind a mic. I actually...
Yes.
So, but, I was a drummer, actually, for like 23 years. I got into it really young, and that's basically all I knew until now. Made the switch, and it's been fun so far, but...
Cool.
I'm Corey, drummer.
All right.
Was a drummer, still a drummer.
Always been a drummer.
sang with him when he was a drummer, and now he's singing for me while I'm drumming.
All right. Lake Irie, like Lake Erie, obviously, right?
A little play on the...
Cool. And Irie,
Location.
I'm assuming you're a reggae or Jamaican style band, right?
Yeah, reggae rock.
Dub.
Yeah.
Bit of-
SoCal, a little bit of roots, go a little bit of everything. Really like that, Caribbean and Southern flavor. It's,
the Myrie vibes.
vibes with us.
Myrie vibes.
Yeah.
I've played like in ska bands before, like in California. It's where I actually started. I played ska guitar or guitar and ska bands, and then never really played keys to bands because it was like always hard to find bands that needed keyboard players. So it's a different twist on my end. It's a learning curve, but I'm getting there. Cause
I think you're our first keyboard player.
I'm
on the
mostly-
podcast. Is that true?
I'm not sure. Possibly. A lot of guitar players that started with keys. And
I'm mostly still trying to get out of the idea of the piano being a solo instrument, and the fact that now I'm in a band, I have to put other people into consideration. So,
Mikey.
so
Oh, yeah. Mikey Silas.
Yeah.
All right.
The other one is vocal frontman. You guys had that before.
Vocal frontman?
Mm.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Just singing, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh, Jesse.
cool.
well, he plays bongos too.
He plays bongos, dude. That's not
We give
Jesse.
him his little vocal delay pedal, and he's set.
Occasional egg shaker.
I mean, it's all
Sounds like a great performance. I love watching reggae bands.
Yeah. You actually were able to catch our last show
Yeah, last show, that was right. That was fun.
at the Beachland Tavern, Sunset Trails. That was a blast. We had a great turnout. We were able to show off our new line of merch, which was really cool.
Super fun
Cool.
band to get to play.
You brought
with.
some
Yeah,
of
it
that
was.
merch today, didn't you?
Yeah, showed off a few little items.
Yeah, me and Chuck got a little lighter and some rolling papers with the Lake Irie on it.
Yeah, buddy.
For
Thank you
rolling
very much,
cigarettes?
guys.
Of course, right?
Tobacco, yeah.
Yeah.
Tobacco
Yes.
use only. Awkward silence.
Yes.
We have we have our personal Lake Irie water pipe. Is that what that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
The band.
Wow.
water pipe.
Nice, for your prescription marijuana, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
You put marijuana in there?
marijuana, tobacco. Is that a thing?
Hi.
Cool. All right, so are you guys from Cleveland originally, all of you? Been around here your whole lives?
Cleveland area.
Yeah.
Anyone imported from somewhere else?
I'm from Akron, so pretty much
Akron.
Cleveland. We'll count it.
I've been all around. So I was born in California, but my dad was in the United States Army, so I actually lived in Germany for 6 years, then moved back to the United States in 98, 99.
Cool.
Then
You played
went to school between California and Seattle. But yeah, and then no, I was mostly skateboarding a lot of times when I was in California, but I was in a punk band called DFJ, which we were ska punk.
Cool.
And
What's
I
that
played
stand
guitar.
for?
Yeah, it was actually Don't Forget
Dirty
Johnny.
fucking jokes.
Our bass player lived right next door to our drummer, Drew, and it was kind of funny because he would never show up to practices. And one day I just said, "Hey, we can't start practicing. You know, don't forget about Johnny." And that's actually what we call the band.
Don't forget you.
And so yeah, we call it DFJ for sure.
Cool. So, all of you guys, how'd you end up getting together? Is this the original lineup the whole time?
No, actually, it was right before all the craziness started with COVID and whatnot.
Who's
And
talking right now for the people that aren't creeping on us on the videos?
And yeah, I actually had a whole different group of guys, and
We've had
They
this
all-
idea for years and it just never came
yeah,
to
I
fruition.
mean,
Yeah.
everybody was different except for him, and everybody backed out on me. So then, like, I kept looking, and then came across Eddie. Who was actually the only one I didn't know. I met him through Facebook, but I had either seen these guys jam or jammed with them, or so we brought them together, and it came together quick.
I was in a metal band called The Killing of June.
Yeah.
We broke up because our drummer moved to Florida, so
Shout out Steve.
I had no nothing really going on at the time. So Corey actually messaged me about the idea of being a keyboard player for a reggae band. So I took up the offer.
A little different than what he was used
Yeah.
to, but like, hey, we need a keyboard player.
But music I'm also very familiar with. It's ska it's very fast paced, but on the organ end, like, I do a lot of recording at home, so I'm not always just focused on one genre. So it's like I would on my own time I'm playing ska, even it's whatever.
Cool.
Have any of us ever played reggae music before this?
I have.
You have?
Yeah, I was in a reggae band.
You should ask that question.
Brandon, how'd you get
I
hooked
was
up with these
curious.
guys?
What's that?
How'd you get hooked up with these guys?
I actually met these two at a Halloween party a few years back.
What were you dressed as?
I was just honestly, I just had a leather jacket on.
He was just the dude in the back. with a
I had
guitar.
back then. I had red hair. It was longer than this, and it was all red. And I showed up in a leather jacket, and then it was just me and my old drummer. We just came and jammed, and their band was actually playing for the night for the party. And then they're like, "Oh, we gotta."
Can we play like while you guys are taking a break? I'm like, I don't care.
So I was just up there jamming like Jimi Hendrix or whatever, and then we had each other on Facebook, and then they just hit me up a couple years later.
Great.
As soon as he touched that guitar, I look at him. I'm like, dude. Whenever we need a guitar player for something ever, like, that's the first dude we need to call.
Yeah, man. You're very talented. I was just jamming with you last week at a jam night. And We
Yeah.
had some good things going on.
For sure.
Cool. So, band name, Lake Irie. Whose idea was that? Has that been laying around a while?
We kind of had the band name before we had band members.
Yeah, this was just like us BSing back and forth, and thought it would be a good way to let everybody know where we're from, kind of, in the
Yeah.
same way,
Yeah, as soon as it was said, it was just an instant click.
I think I was the
That
only
was it?
one that opposed
That
at
was the one
first,
we knew?
but
What was your preference?
Oh, I had other ideas, but it kind of like stuck with me after a while. I was like, you know what? It's not a bad name. It's just more or less just.
It's a great.
I think it's clever. It's obviously where you're from and what kind of band you are in your band name, which is always the questions I have. Like when I first hear about a band, I'm always interested in where they're from, or where they're based out of.
Like kind of gives us a little bit where we're
like
from.
I
What
was
we
putting
do
into
at the same
consideration
time.
that there's like also a lot of local bands that have done the same thing, like not the same thing but different genres. I think like Erie Waters and things like that. But shout out to them because they're actually pretty sweet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those guys.
Cool. Shout out to Erie Waters. Yeah.
We're actually trying to set up a show with them at some point in time.
Cool. Yeah, I just played a show with them last month.
You
It was
guys did, yeah.
Yeah, with the Rust Belt Ragtops. So you know where we're from too. We're from the Rust Belt.
There's a little common theme here with where we're from, what we're doing.
Cool.
Our logo's got like the Ohio silhouette going on with like a sunset, Lake Irie sunset kind of thing going on.
Cool. You brought a blanket with your logo on it, didn't you?
Did we? That's one of the graphics.
It's somewhere
Behind you.
Oh,
Am I sitting on it?
you see that?
Oh,
Let's show it to the camera.
This is one of
That's
our
really
graphics.
Cool. Who made this graphic?
This was
That's big. Lots of
I
words
think
on it.
Eddie
The
did
shape of
this.
Ohio.
Little Eddie
Which way
design
is
here.
it?
Oh.
This way.
There you go.
Yeah.
then when you drop it, we all got to disappear back here, all right?
A lot going on in here.
Pretty
Yeah, there's a
cool.
lot going on.
You still had a generator.
Every time I look at it, I see something
Pretty
new.
cool.
Where can somebody find a blanket like this if they want it for their own? Or
We have these
your
blankets
merch.
along with all sorts of other merch on our
Very
website.
warm too.
LakeIrie.com/merch.
Yeah, that's nice.
All right.
Irie.com. That's a good website.
Cool. Good intro. Glad you guys are all here.
Good to be here.
Pulled out an extra chair, or you get the drum thrown at the end, so you're feeling right at home.
Yeah, I'm not feeling as crowded or claustrophobic as I thought with 7 of us here.
Now, you said it was going to be crowded, but you should see the size of our jam room. We're actually pretty comfortable right here.
Yeah.
We use this a lot.
We plan probably about this amount of space.
Nice, cool. So how long have you guys been? When was your first show and how'd it go?
So our first show was last summer. We played at the Beachland Ballroom with Quasi Kings, and it was fantastic.
And Land of Panda.
Land of Panda. We ended up selling out at the show, and it was like the first big show back, like after the pandemic, after they started allowing like a standing room and all that. So it was
People
so
getting
cool.
back
It
to
was just
normal.
a blast. All our friends were there. Everybody came out and supported. We had tons of pictures. We brought out lights.
What a way
everything.
to like.
Yeah,
here's
it
your
was-
first gig.
it was a huge big
sold out
band.
Beachland show and 2 awesome bands.
Nice.
Yeah, it was definitely the way to do it. We came in and gave out a bunch of free stickers and said, "We're like Irie, go remember us." And it was fun. It was a fun starting tactic. It got our name out there and actually got us a few more shows just from doing that show and started us off.
Every time you wash your hands at the Beachland, you will see our name.
They redid one of the bathrooms, so we need to retag it.
Oh, they take a bunch of stickers down
In
there?
the tavern.
Oh,
They're
okay.
redoing it, the men's bathroom.
All right. Well, so I'll see that in a couple weeks. On the 31st, they're having an open jam there. I'm excited for
Beachland?
that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, at the tavern. Me and Jan Rodriguez and Andy Russo have something big planned.
Nice.
Yeah, for that one.
Okay. Make sure to
Cool.
be there for that.
Yeah,
Let's go through influences.
I'm ready for that. Yeah.
Okay. You ready for any suggestion?
Mhm.
All right. So, I guess we'll start where we started before and go around clockwise again. So, musical influences for you.
Oh man, I have so many. I mean, I've been listening to a lot of Chronics, Iatera. I listen to a lot of Roots, even dancehall. I have family from Cayman Islands. Been visiting there from a young age, so was able to get acclimated to reggae and just different types of reggae and the island feel at a very young age, and just brought a lot of that back. And I just remember being at school and everyone being like, "What is that?" And no one knew what reggae was at the time. You didn't have American SoCal yet. You had like Sublime and 311 doing a little bit and Slightly Stupid, and that was it. You know, there wasn't that much out there, so it was really cool to, just be able to experience these vibes and, share them with the world. And then just when reggae blew up within the U.S., it really made the vibe.
I feel like that's been a
make
real
sense.
recent thing, too, like the white boy reggae, as they call it.
It's the past decade.
Like, yeah, it just seems like that. I feel like it's been around a little while, but I don't think it's been popular.
Yeah.
And nowadays, it seems like everybody's really getting into that stuff, just in general.
Cool.
All right.
Anything besides reggae that gets you practicing, gets you inspired and wanting to make music?
Yeah, so I do listen to some other genres, believe it or not. I've been
No.
I've been lately listening to like some electronic music, sometimes vocalist or sometimes more EDM or a little harder, but it varies. I often just go right back to reggae though.
The roots are strong with that guy. Strong roots, man.
All right.
Cool.
Pass the mic.
So probably like what really got me going when I first started playing guitar was Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan. So I pretty much started out in the blues, and I still love playing the blues. I play the blues like every time I pick up the guitar, basically. And a huge blues influence too when I play. And I'm like a guitar virtuoso nerd, so I know all of them. Like Guthrie Govan, Joe Satriani, Steve Vai, Frank Zappa. And any big guitar player name, I love it.
All right. Cool.
As far as my influences go, it goes as far back to like classical music, even composers like John Williams, and not just that, but I mean heavy metal, like that's what influenced me a lot on keys. Trying to think of even bands like Scar Symmetry and things like that, where it's like I'm mostly not listening to the music itself, but just like or the guitar playing, listening to the drums, the bass, and the distant keys that are happening in the background. It's like that ambient stuff. And then when it comes to reggae, like things like Bob Marley. Let me think. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank with some of these names.
It happens every time people come down here.
It's like when you go in the studio and like it's
Band-
time to
Band-
lay down that track and like, oh yeah,
bands like
Yes.
like Branson, even, where I'm listening to the organ. I'm listening to bands like Murder by Death, which they're like I can't even say like folky, but they are alternative rock to me. It's bands like Streetlight Manifesto and things like that. I get a lot of my influences and chord progressions and things like that from these different groups.
Eric is also a fantastic guitar player too.
I do play guitar, but
classical stuff.
mostly
Which definitely, to me, I hear
concentrate
that
more on
transition into how he
on
plays
keys,
keys.
and trying to keep myself on my feet, on my toes, like constantly just trying to learn and get better at what I do. Become a better engineer, even. Just trying to create my own sounds.
cool. Moving to
Yeah, most of my musical background is all like with rock and the metal scene and stuff like that too. 'Cause being a drummer, when I first started, I was just beating on everything as a kid, and that's when my dad was like, "Hey, time to get you a drum set," so he stopped beating on my stuff. So like, ever since that day, it's just been like Metallica is a big one for me. That was one of my favorite bands growing up.
That was one of my first cassettes.
What's a cassette? Brandon, do you know what a cassette is?
See that 8-bit Metallica that I posted?
Yeah.
Fantastic, man. Somebody took, I put in Justice for All, the whole album, they put it, and it sounds like they use Nintendo sounds. It's all 8-bit. It's fantastic, man.
I have seen something with that, yeah.
I clicked it as a joke. I ended up listening to the whole thing.
Yeah, they have a lot of those, like all the, what is it, 8-bit. I think they even have 8-bit Streetlight Manifesto. They even have 8-bit No Effects. Like, it's crazy.
Cool.
And I was
No
actually,
Effects. That was one of my.
I was actually
skateboarding
bringing it
bands.
up to these guys, like some of the originals. Like, be kind of funny to preview the originals via 8-bit as like a sample, and while there's like some space in between, it'd be kind of giving a preview, but people would be like, "What is that?"
Yeah, make some like
They
8-bit
don't-
versions of your faces on there for the artwork. And
What made you switch to singing? That's what I want to know.
lost his drumsticks, man.
Yeah.
And you don't got to carry so much shit.
Yeah,
imagine that.
yeah, right?
Tired of
Actually,
setting up and
you-
Rock
sitting down.
drummer to reggae singer is like a big,
Yeah, I guess.
a
How do you go to
big-
reggae even?
I just fell into listening to it, man. I got hooked real quick. And yeah, I just wanted to try something different. Kind of push myself too, because like I'm not really of much of a social person, or so that was definitely something that had to like change and make me push myself. So
Going from the back to the front.
yeah, I'm used to being heard and not seen.
Rockman had to mellow out.
No, but he kills it.
And
It's been
you're
fun.
singing too, right? I see you
Yes,
singing. some
I sing
backup.
backups.
Eddie.
Yeah, we've been both using vocal pedals, getting some delay on there, but working on, really nailing it down. It's really cool how much we've been coming just with working together, singing together, and just understanding, each other's styles and vocal matchings.
Yeah, I appreciate your roots influence a lot. I played in a reggae band one time, and he was actually a Jamaican singer, and it was straight roots reggae. It's a guy is known by Sunshade around here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. But I appreciate that. You guys kind of have a revolution vibe
Yeah,
sometimes when you do that.
Actually, my guitar teacher.
I'm trying to pull from all over the place.
My guitar teacher, he was actually in a more like a ska band too, but what was it? They were called Too Rude, and actually, if you ever played like Crazy Taxi on the Sega Dreamcast, one of their songs was actually featured in that game.
I remember that game.
But like, yeah, it was crazy because that's actually a lot of where I wanted him to teach me how to play, upstroke, like reggae style guitar, and from there it was mostly not even just like practicing scales anymore. It was just him and I just jamming, and it turned into it was more like a jam. I was paying for him to teach me how to jam with them more than anything else.
When I learned reggae guitar, I was taught that, and it kind of blew my mind, that those older roots guys, it wasn't an upstroke. They played a downstroke on the upbeat.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
And
actually
that gets you in the groove even better.
that's actually
than,
like something
coming up
Brandon
like
taught
that.
me, and
Feels
'cause
exactly the same.
But when I was thinking about it too, because I was actually playing when I was playing my guitar the other day, I was thinking about it. There is a lot of that downstroke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's on that downbeat, and I thought when he was explaining that to me, it was so weird until I actually started doing it, and I was like, I was doing that. Like,
One of the first songs I learned on guitar was "Say It Ain't
just
So" by Weezer.
so weird.
And,
You don't think about
and
it.
that verse, they're doing that like reggae on guitar stroke the whole time, and like watching their videos, they played it like with the upstroke, and so like I was doing that my whole life until
It's just it don't feel right. Like it sounds right, it just doesn't feel right.
it felt right because like that's what I was taught. But then when I started doing the downstroke, I'm like, oh, this just feels like it's a lot better. Like I'm in the groove now, instead of
No, because
just
then you're able
trying
to
to
come back into something else a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, like
Your
guitar
mind is
players
delayed.
like Steve Morse. when I was playing guitar, a lot of the times, for me to get better at up picking, he had this one thing that he said is try to learn a song with nothing but upstrokes. And it was
ska songs.
and I would learn how to do that, and that actually like got me better with alternate picking, like instantly.
Yeah, it sounds like a great exercise.
Yeah, so I was getting my downs and my ups, like skipping strings and whatever I needed to do. It was awkward at first, but once you start understanding what is that, like doing something different for a change, how much of a difference that can make with your guitar playing.
Yeah.
Whatever style it is you're playing. Jazz, blues.
We got one more answer for that last question from you with influences.
Oh. A little bit of everything with me. Drumming, I drummed anything like hip hop to metal. I listened to everything but country, like literally, like I love polka music, like I love metal music, everything in between.
And you draw the line at country.
I don't like country.
Feel that?
You already know. We're not going to go down that road right now, but
I like country.
yeah, because I just like, I don't know, hip hop to me I think stood out a lot when it came to drumming. Just because I like stuff that grooves, pocket stuff. I love reggae music. I've always loved reggae music. I've never listened to reggae music as a drummer, like ever. That's never the thing I've ever focused on. And then when we had this idea, I was like, oh yeah, like I would love to do that. And then like I started like doing it, and I'm like, holy shit, this is like way harder than I was expecting. like you're like, oh, dude, that's reggae drumming, that's easy. Like no, it's actually really different than like all other styles of drumming, and you have to like kind of unlearn drums a little bit. Everything's like offbeat, you know, sometimes things are all played together, weird, you know.
What was the either the most difficult part of learning it or the part where you're like, oh, now I got it?
I'm still figuring that out. I don't know, one day it just started clicking. Like, I just had to start listening to it from a drummer's perspective, like instead of just a person who enjoys listening
is
to music.
the biggest hurdle or the biggest difference from your usual style when you're playing?
Playing
reggae?
slow.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dubbing out. Yeah. Tempo. It's so much harder to keep on track on such a slow, draggy tempo than it is to keep something, you know, upbeat and quick. Just to keep that, because
And
there's
you're
so much.
driving the tempo on
Yeah,
drums.
right.
Yeah.
And I'll still
You
want to
gotta-
like.
And there's so much
do
more
fast
space
sounding
to like
things in
fill
there.
and structure it and like, you know, keep it filled out. So it's just so much space to utilize too, to keep not just a tempo going, but to keep tempo where it still sounds filled naturally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it's,
you
and
can't
it's
just be like,
funny.
you know, you just keep it like
Comes out of
16th
nowhere.
note fills in there.
Well, because
Not
drumming,
triplet stuff. There's a lot of triplets.
when I was drumming for him and he was singing in the other band that we were in, like you were saying, the drums are driving the tempo, you know, so I'm used to being the one in control of that for so long, you know, years. And then we switch it, and then he's in control now, and then he's pushing me, and I'm like, slow down, like,
Let's turn it in the middle of the song.
it's definitely different.
Simmer down.
Well, it's what sucks. Like if like, for instance, if he's holding the tempo and I feel like I'm speeding everything up, you know, it can start sounding like circus music, or you know what I mean.
Mhm.
It won't quite.
Yeah.
So I have to.
I'm pretty good at adapting,
I have to-
though. If anybody's
Yeah,
a
I
little
have to
low
make sure
or
that.
high than where we want to be, like I'll kind of make those adjustments so it still flows. Like, yeah, the tempo might have
Especially if
gone
I'm,
like
if
this a
I'm the
little
one
bit.
who
but
has to kick
you
off
didn't
the
really
song.
notice because it was all smooth.
Like, what is it? Outer Space, for instance, like when we cover that one, if I play that too fast, it can make everything else feel like it needs to be at that pace too. So I have to kind of make sure I'm clicking that right in my head.
Well, and what's cool is circling around to that is once we practice a song that's a little bit challenging to us and has to push us further more and more, it just gets us to that point where we get it so much tighter, and that's what, pushes us to that next level. It helps us iteratively improve as a band and really tighten up our tone and sound.
Great.
Nice.
Great. Cool. Well, you guys are relatively new bands, and so that's exciting for like all of you from
1 year
different
anniversary,
backgrounds.
pretty much, just
Just come around the corner.
Yes,
Yeah.
we announced the band on 4/20 last year, so we just passed our 1 year anniversary.
fitting day to.
We actually started playing
Coming into the
the
world.
February of last year. We kept it kind of on the down low until then. And, we were really excited to announce ourselves to the world, and we just can't believe the response we've had. We've had a whole fan base since then. We've had backers, supporters, people coming up to us and saying, hey, you need to make this merch, and you know what I mean? People wanting to support us.
Our
It's
Irie Vibers.
absolutely incredible. Yeah, just so you know, our fan group, it's called the Irie Vibers. They're actually a really cool group of people, individuals that support us, both friends, family, and fans that we don't know, which is really cool to see. It's expanded
we do know.
way faster than we could have expected, and it's a pretty active base.
Any stalkers?
No, we
Not
haven't had
yet.
that problem yet.
Not yet.
Just wait, it's coming. With Brandon over here, it's inevitable.
Yeah.
We had to deal with a stalker in the Chili Peppers band. Remember, Chris had a stalker that would like wait for him outside the shows.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, she would sit out there. It was like Wayne's girlfriend on Wayne's World. I got
Yeah.
that vibe. She would be like, we'd have shows where nobody show up, and she's the only one. She's just sitting there staring at him like.
Are you still in the Chili Peppers?
Shout out to Chris.
I mean, I don't know that we officially broke up. Like,
No, we
I'd
never
get down
broke
for a
up. We
gig.
just like stopped taking shows, and
Yeah,
Just a little hiatus.
Yeah,
I'd
we
like
had-
to hear that. I'm a big fan of Chili Peppers.
that was fun.
that was a fun band.
Yeah, this podcast wouldn't exist without that band, honestly, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you'll get the stalkers, I'm sure, especially with Brandon's Johnny Depp hair over there.
Someone will be shitting in your bed in no time.
Everyone picking on Sunshine over here.
Oh, dibby dibs.
So I want to hear about lyrics. Like, who writes the lyrics? Where do you get inspiration for lyrics? What's your message? Or what are you trying to say with your songs?
A little bit of everybody right now. I mean, we only just recently started focusing on writing our own music. We played for a year, doing covers mostly.
When I saw you guys, I feel like it was mostly original.
Well, that was because you just saw us recently. Yeah, that was the main focus of where we're trying to go now for future.
Yeah, originally when I started this and had the idea of everything, I really just wanted to do covers. And then, like, that changed quick. Everybody got together and was like, so what do you guys think about writing stuff? And everyone was just, like, on board and started rolling. And I'm like, okay, I guess we're doing this. But, like, as far as inspiration comes for, like, writing songs, I think it's kind of just whatever I'm feeling at the moment. You know, it's not really, like, anything specific or, I don't know. It's not, like, one set idea or anything, you know. But he helps a lot, too. You know, we get together and...
Nick's never been a writer before.
Yeah, so he helps me out a little bit.
We'll figure this out. Eddie will show up with the whole song plotted out. Like, here's the words, here's the breakdown of how the song goes. Like, it's just, and then just sings it to us. And then we just figure it out.
Yeah, so what's cool is at first we were trying that style where, it'd be like, hey, I have the song, I need to bring it to the band, get the band playing it, and then it would just be like, hey, I brought a song to the band, and then Nick brought a song to the band. But then lately what's happening, which is really cool, is I'll be like, hey, I wrote this jive, and it's a cool little, half verse and chorus.
Just needs
Keep
extra
going,
shit.
and then we'll start bouncing off each other, and then the next thing you know, we'll have a whole song. Nick will write part of it, Corey will write part of it, and then we all come together, and then by the end of it, we all have our parts in, you know what I mean? And then we did that just last week, and we have a brand new one on the
I
way.
was
You
writing lyrics to a song,
Yeah.
literally like waiting for everyone to show up, and I'm like, what do you think about this? And he's looking at it, he's like, no, I don't like that. I'm like, okay.
Scrap
And then
that.
give me 5 more minutes, and I'm like, what do you think about that? He's like, okay, I like that. I'm like, all right, I'll keep that line.
Well, and what's really cool is we've since that's been happening, we've been really inspiring each other. Like we've been really pushing each other in a really positive way, which is really cool. I know, at least for me, it's been pushing me to kind of focus on a different style of reggae that I've tried to focus on before, just because we can utilize a keyboardist and a vocal frontman. We have a little more leeway with vocal harmonies, things like that measure. So just to be able to focus on that, I think it really gives us a more fuller sound, and then we're able to more fill out the vibe. But just because we've been jamming with each other for maybe over a year and a half now, we have enough songs under us, that we've covered and we played together, that we just have that vibe that right now we're to that point where we're able to bounce off each other. We're able to talk to each other just through instruments,
Most practices start with just like us jamming.
an open jam.
And I'm like, that should be a song. Nobody remembers what we were just doing.
Yeah, then I have a few things that I've also kind of put on the table, but I have to be able to sit there and actually fix things up and just, I don't know, trying to do all this stuff. I don't want to be writing guitar parts or writing bass lines. And
Yeah,
things
but you're
like
good
that.
at like
So-
mapping out like
So-
something how.
So basically, like, I had things in the works, like, what was it, Infinity Tree and Going Out Blazing, and which wasn't meant to be like a...
These are names of your songs.
Not like talking about, going out blazing, but more like it's supposed to be like a conversation type thing. And then Enjoy the Show, which was... I had a whole story for that, but
That one's going to be a
That's-
musical
yeah, that's-
story. Yeah.
it's more dubby, but it's more was what I was going for with that. But yeah, it was
A
like-
reggae. If there was a reggae circus, this might be the song for the beginning of the reggae circus.
Enjoy the Show was like more like not letting the world beat you up, but proving them kind of like wrong when they're trying to doubt you, what you're trying to achieve.
Okay, cool. You guys have any plans for recording soon? Putting some
We
stuff out?
Yeah,
discussed
do we?
that.
We've been talking about it a lot. We've started recording budget. We've been discussing recording. We actually have a good 5-ish songs, so we're starting to talk about recording.
Just trying to get everything ironed out.
We
to the
don't
point
have
where-
anything where we're ready to announce any dates or anything like that, but yes, we're planning on recording, and we will be releasing material hopefully,
very soon.
this year if possible, but in the near future
Very
is
soon.
our goal.
So the one place to hear original Lake Irie music is at your shows right now, right?
Yes,
That's
you
it.
can hear it at our shows. You can also hear it on our website. There's a couple of we have a music section which has some videos of us, and there happens to be some little previews of originals that were hidden in there. So if you really want to hear some stuff, you definitely can.
We got some stuff on YouTube as well.
What's that website?
LakeIrie.com.
Oh,
Oh.
Cool. You got any shows coming up for our listeners to come see?
Yes, we
couple
do.
big ones.
So we're really excited, you guys. Not this weekend, but next weekend.
No, this weekend. For when this podcast comes out, it will be.
I'm sorry.
this
Let me start that
weekend.
over.
This is live. What are you talking about?
So really excited, guys. So this weekend is local Loveland, and we get to kick off the whole shindig. It's going to be our very first music festival ever, and we're so excited to be there. It's with some awesome friends, some awesome bands. There's lots of good talent. Tickets are super cheap because it's a local festival. It's close by. It goes to, some good people. You definitely want to check it out, guys.
Locally run property, Zachary Stockham, who, without him, none of this shit would be possible. He's planning on making this a quite regular thing from what I hear. No pressure.
Yeah, shout out.
There's gonna be a lot of local stuff going on there. In the years to come, for sure.
Yeah, shout out to Liz and Urban Days
Liz.
Productions. She's the one who got us on there and also hooked us up with some Beachland shows. So that's been awesome. That's definitely our home base when it's in Cleveland. We actually just played there a couple times already this year, so we're actually not going to be playing there for a minute. But we're really excited to announce a show that on July 11th, we're going to be playing at Wahlburgers in downtown Cleveland.
Oh, wow. Where they have live music
Say hello to
on
you,
their
Liz.
patio?
Yeah, so it's going to be on the outside patio, and I'm sorry, it is June 11th. So on June 11th, yeah, on June 11th, we're going to be playing Wahlburgers downtown Cleveland, right out on their patio. It's going to be a really cool show. You're going to want to check it out. It's going to be, there's going to be food, obviously, but we're going to just be doing the dusk set, so it's kind of going to be like that late evening. It's going to be a great time.
It sounds like a great place for a show. Cause
Have
you
you
get
had that
everyone
Wahlburgers
walking
sauce?
by. I have not. No.
It's good.
I've never eaten there yet.
It's good.
Yeah, I've never been there either. But
It's a cool place, man.
I'll be there.
You'll be at the show?
I will
Okay,
definitely be
great.
there. Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but
That's all the shows that we can announce right now at this moment, but we can assure you we have some plans in the future coming up here that are some really cool shows that we just can't wait to share with everybody, and it's going to be coming up here quickly. I know at Local Loveland we're going to be announcing another show we're doing this summer that we're really excited about, so stay tuned there.
big one coming
Where
up.
can somebody go to get tickets for Local Loveland Festival?
You can go onto their Facebook and go to the Facebook event of Local Loveland. They have a link to there from their Facebook event.
You can see any of us.
Yes, there will also be tickets available right at the door, so you can just drive right on up.
I was just trying to look for the poster, but I couldn't find it. But I know there's going to be
I saw it posted all over today, but
there's going to be some
Man, I got one in
bands
the car,
there
too.
that we've featured on this podcast before already. I know Apostle Jones is going to be up there.
Yeah. Camel butter. I
And Camel
believe.
Butter. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cool. Oh, you got it right there, Eddie? That's where I just went to and I
which
couldn't
I
find it.
think-
Oh,
Probably
Unc
not.
D.
I'm not allowed to say it, but we might have a show with Unc D coming up.
Cool.
let's take
Yeah.
a minute to thank our sponsor.
Let's
We got
do it,
get
yeah.
Here looking for the Loveland Fest. We got Chuck Kaminsky, the basement trader.
A basement trader. Everybody take one of
Chuck's
these.
a good guy. I know
Chuck
Chuck.
Kaminsky.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah.
In Painesville, there on Chestnut
Yeah,
Street, he's
yeah,
got,
if you got-
lots of used gear. He had some sales there we were sharing through our Facebook page. Check out Basement Trader on Reverb. He has two stores on there.
yeah.
One of them is like amps and accessories, and the other one is straight up guitars and basses.
He does builds and setups.
He does all kinds of stuff, yeah. And also congratulations to his son Jacob, who graduated
just
last
graduated.
weekend. He's going to pursue his master's degree out in
Boulder, Colorado.
yeah for conducting.
That's right.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's a dying art. I feel like.
Yeah, he's. I watched him perform with the Baldwin Wallace Orchestra. He conducted, and they streamed it online. It was really cool to watch. You know, I've seen him holding a bass since he was, like 5 years old, reaching really far
Yeah.
for everything on the old booby bass that Chuck has hanging up at the Basement Trader's shop.
Yeah.
Nice.
I just saw that this week. I just dropped off 6 instruments to him to get fixed up, and one of them was this old Squire P bass I had that the neck was all bowed. He just texted me and said, "Yeah, that thing lost. It's trash."
Last day.
Yeah, bad neck. But he's doing some of the electronics on my Martin acoustic and doing a setup on 2 of my electrics and redoing this Galveston double cut acoustic guitar. It's like sparkly blue. I bought for my girlfriend. It's really nice.
That's cool. Yeah, so.
So I'm excited to basically have all new guitars.
Hell yeah.
And
Thank you, Chuck Kaminsky.
Jones Drones.
Jones Drones, yeah, based out of Cleveland, Ohio. He's a drone fanatic.
Yes.
But
Yes, he
he is a drone photographer and
drone
a licensed creative commercial drone service pilot, and can get you good photography and lessons and drone repairs. for all your needs.
All that, man. He's like a wizard with that stuff.
For more information, check out episode 18 of the Cuyahoga Sound Podcast.
That's this podcast right here.
For our entire interview with Russell Jones. That's drones.
What?
JonesDronesCLE.com.
All right.
Cool. And also, we always have to thank Unrefined.
That's right.
Unrefined
Some
is
good food.
oh so good. It's a 100% gluten and dairy-free meal prep service in Cleveland. They use local vendors for their products, and the food is always fresh, never frozen. If you're within 35 miles of downtown Cleveland, they'll deliver right to your door. If you go to unrefinedls.com, you can go through their whole menu and place an order and enter the code CS20 for 20% off your first order.
Nice.
Yeah, pickup is also available.
I'm gonna have
if
to
you're
write
into
that down.
All right.
All right.
Back to our regular scheduled program.
Yeah, let's
Back
give
to
Listen CLE a shout out towards the end.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was listening to them last night.
Yeah, what were you listening to?
What's the happy one? I can't think of that. It's upbeat or
Upbeat.
We don't have our cheat sheet.
Where's our flyers? Yeah.
We don't have our cheat sheet here.
Let's talk about Listen
notes.
CLE.
Yeah, we always have the cheat sheet here, but
ListenCLE.com, they got links to their 9 mood-based playlists that feature all Cleveland artists.
yeah,
Everything from acoustic to sad, happy, energy, chill.
I was
love
with the
songs.
happy. I forget what the name of the happy one was, but I was rocking that out on the patio there.
My favorite's the groove one. Yeah. If you go to listencle.com, they also have an entire database of Cleveland musicians. And you
Yes.
can use that for your electronic press kit when you're trying to put your information out to booking agents.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't
pretty
done
cool.
that, get on there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they set
So
up a
let's
great-
get Lake Irie on there.
Yeah, they got a great platform.
Oh shit.
That's right.
And now back to the regularly scheduled program.
Now back to that's right.
What are we going to talk about now?
Now back.
I want to talk about gear.
Okay,
Yeah.
I dig that.
Let's start over here now.
Yeah, we're
Let's
reverse
start
it.
with the drummer
Oh,
first.
that's an interesting place to start.
He's got a story.
When we first started, I was actually using an electronic kit.
Good idea for a small practice room.
It wasn't even that necessarily. Like it was just like all the stuff that we were playing cover wise at the time. Like every single song, like every band, like they all have different sounding drums, different effects or different instruments, and like to do that, like you would like need 3 percussionists. Like I'm like. Okay, like I got an electric kit. It has the ability to do all these things, so I'm like, that seems like the best route to go. And space definitely was nice. And then as we started working into the originals, I kind of wanted to start using an acoustic kit. Eric had a hookup for me on a good acoustic kit that I've been making my own. Like
Borderline like beginner to mid. I mean, this thing was like sitting there for a while, but
What series
it
is
needed
it?
some
Any
love.
idea?
Yeah,
It's
it
a
needed some
unknown
TLC.
kit.
Unknown? The
it's
unknown
actually
kit?
it's actually birchwood, I believe.
wood.
It's
Yeah,
called.
it's a cool. I mean, it looked cool. It's all raw wood. I kind of did
As
it up a
opposed to
little
cooked
bit.
wood? What's
Yeah.
raw
Oh
wood?
no, yeah. You gotta have raw.
unrefined.
Raw wood. Unraw.
One of the
Unrefined
toms,
is the new refined.
Yeah.
one of the I think it's the high tom is actually a pearl, but that's the only thing, and then the rest of it's all. It was given to me by an old bass player of mine. I was in a band called Automotive at one point, and that was actually the kit that was given to our drummer, and then just kind of sat around after the band dispersed, and yeah, just pretty much got warped and
Ended up
Corey-
in his hands.
Just needed a couple
Corey,
upgrades.
You gave it the love it deserves.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Corey cleaned it up. pretty
Remo
good.
color tone, emperor heads
What
on the
color?
top.
It's
So I'm doing a reggae themed color with the
Oh,
3
all right.
toms. We go from green to yellow to red on the floor. I'm big into, as a drummer, like cymbal accents. So I actually don't even have a ride cymbal. I use a 17-inch crash as a ride, a 16-inch crash up here, and then I use 2 10-inch splashes because I'm always just kind of there's no real need, I feel like, in reggae music to have like a blaring cymbals.
Yeah.
Like it's all delicate.
Mixed brands on the cymbals?
We got a little bit of Zildjian, a little bit of Sabian.
Okay.
What are those hi-hats?
3
Pasties.
or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
If they have a 3 something, it's probably Pisces, yeah.
I don't necessarily love them, but I'm planning on upgrading those probably to something a little thinner, just because a lot of the reggae stuff's real crisp, thin cymbals sounds.
Yeah.
I feel like I play no resonating heads on all my drums, so everything's real thumpy and
Yeah.
dead.
Cool.
Dead's good though.
Sounds like they're still in the box.
7 by 14-inch steel snare for that real nice tight. Bing, bang, you know.
Cool. Let's stick with drums. I know you're singing in this band, but you still play a lot of drums. You have a kit that is your baby.
Well, actually, the E-kit was was what I played, but I have a Pearl, what is it now? Rhodes something. I can't remember what it is.
Road Pro or something?
Yeah, something along that
Yeah.
line. Yeah, but I bought it. They were.
Yeah. Those things are going for a lot of money right now, too.
Oh, with the wood grain
Dude,
panel?
they're going for like 20 grand for one of those wagons.
raw wood,
It's
man.
crazy.
Oh man, my parents should have hung on to that.
It's nuts, man. I was just watching videos of one of those getting restored, and yeah, it's like $20-some thousand for a
they had, like,
'96 Roadmaster.
Beefy V8s in them. Like,
Yeah,
people take them
and
drag
the
it.
backwards facing rear seat in the station wagon.
Yeah, when I was growing up,
Suicide seat.
you call shotgun to sit in the front. We'd say gunshots. You get in the back. Good.
Yeah.
You're just cruising in back, and I don't know. Think like.
And if
eight-
you're in a
8,
car
9 years
chase and
old.
guns you're the first to get shot.
No, you
You're
got
in
the
the
best.
back.
You got the best angle to get the people if you're sitting in the back.
I don't know.
You
I
don't
don't
have
want-
a bulletproof glass on the back of it. No, I'm just. Kidding.
That was that wasn't a standard
option.
option.
Yeah.
That wasn't standard, man. You had
That was
to upgrade for the
Roadmaster
bulletproof
Limited.
Yeah, my parents were looking out for us. Yeah. Shout out to Mark and Karen Stone. Thanks for the bulletproof car. All right, let's go to keyboards.
I'm running a MacBook Pro through a Nectar 88 Impact keyboard. It's a MIDI controller, and I also have a Roland 88 key. It's weighted though, so with this genre, it's not necessarily the ideal thing to go with. But I do like Roland, so I'm gonna be getting a Roland, another Phantom, but it's gonna be the 07, 76 keys. Also spring loaded, but it's gonna be my next step. But right now, yeah, it's like I'm just running through Logic Pro, and right now it's getting me through what I need it to do. It's reggae is a very percussive genre, so
with all the instruments.
yeah. So I mean,
Well, do you use
gotta-
you use both on stage, both keyboards?
no, just the 88,
Controller.
the Impact, yeah, the Impact controller. But I gotta, it takes a lot of programming and things like that. So yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah,
He'll be
a lot of
playing an
lot of
organ
homework,
down
yeah.
here, and then like
Well, I
other
mean-
things up here.
It's just because, like, if there's like a song where I have to switch between keyboard, where there's some songs where I have keyboard or piano intros, or some things where there's like piano intro, like Iatera, for instance. It's just so much easier than having to, what do you call it? Go to my next channel, like
Yeah.
channel changing all the time.
You ever run horns
So,
out of there? I know that's big for the genre.
I can, but it's just a matter of when would it be best to utilize that.
I know the keyboard player Pete in the Plus band, Carlos Jones in the Plus band. He does
That's-
all the horns are on his keyboard, and they sound pretty
that's,
good.
That's the great thing about keyboards is the fact that you can play multiple instruments. You know,
Yeah.
it's not just a piano. It could be a lot of different strings.
Swiss Army knife.
Trumpets.
We're actually like even I think it's like the song "Taxes" when we cover that. There's actually a string. I think it was like maybe 2 octaves, or 2 different types of strings, where I'd be holding that down while the guitar player or Brandon would be playing the solo.
Yeah.
Because I felt like little things like that just add so much to music. I can faintly hear it in there, or whether it's in there, we don't have to play everything. You know, we might as well be playing the record to the crowd if we're going to be playing exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right, moving on to guitar.
So right now I got a Ibanez Axion label. And
Raw wood.
yeah, yeah, I think it's made out of like walnut and panga, or it's I can't remember, but basically, so I spent like $1,600 on it, and the reason why I spent that much money on a guitar is because my last guitar I had was a Parker Nightfly. I don't know if you ever heard of Parker guitars. They don't make them anymore. So when COVID hit and everything, I lost my job, and I needed some money, so I sold it for like $400, and I bought it for $1,000 used. A few years before that, so I told myself the next guitar I buy is gonna be more expensive than that. So, and Ibanez was actually my first guitar I ever got when I was 12 years old. Just like a cheap, like Memorial Day sale, $150.
Yeah.
Woohoo! It's got a whammy bar. It's got 24 frets. I will say I do prefer 24 frets. I love playing Stratocasters too, and I just love that style body guitar as well. I'm not a huge fan on Gibson though, sadly, but
So you don't need it.
right.
Cool. And if you want to have shoulder surgery halfway through your life, you play Gibson.
Well, I will say the guitar I have now, I think it weighs in at 13 and a half
Yeah, with
pounds.
a walnut. I was
Yeah,
gonna have.
okay.
I
It's
figured.
13 and a half pounds, so it's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Heaviest guitar I've ever had, but yeah. But I like it. It feels solid. It feels nice, like when I go and do like, my bends with the whammy on the bends.
Yeah.
I'm not like shaking my whole body, you know what I mean? I like feel the sturdiness of it, I guess you could say.
Cool. How about amp?
So right now I have a head rush set up. I don't know if you ever heard of head rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a
So
couple
my-
cabs here.
Yeah. So I have the head rush speaker. It's kind of like a monitor. Like if you were to see like a monitor on stage, it's pretty much that. But it's for my guitar. And then I have the whole touchscreen. I have the little one though. I think it's
Okay.
the MX-20. It's got the touchscreen. It's really simple, and it wasn't too expensive because I'm actually in another band. Vince Neroni in the band, as we call him. Vince Neroni's just a singer recorder artist that wanted to get a band together. So and
You
then
guys just released something, right?
yeah, we actually just released the whole album.
Yeah.
Smile Through Suffering.
He actually has quite a few on. I think is what I seen.
Yeah, so he kind of dabbles in like hip hop and rap and then he started getting into like more like rock stuff and like pop punk. So that's where I got the inspiration to get that because the other guitar player in that band uses that and he brought it brand new for the band. And then I'm like, oh, that's sweet, And then it was like, oh, it'd be cool if we had like a dual setup. So we both have like the exact same setup.
Nice.
Those
So-
head rush cabs are like bang for the buck. I don't think you could beat them, man. I've got 2
Yeah.
of them down here that I use for
And he used,
everything.
we actually, our singer from that band found him at Guitar Center. So it's like, I got a Guitar Center discount for it.
Yeah.
So it was even cheaper.
Yeah.
So it was like, it wasn't, it was like $560 for that whole setup. with the stand for the speaker and cases and everything.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Good deal.
Oh yeah.
Great. How about pedals?
So I do like they're all pretty much in that, but I still have all the pedals that I bought before. So when the Lake Irie band first started, I was just using Corey's guitar amp, which is just like a PV, whatever. It had multi effects on it, whatever. I just kept it on a clean channel, and I had distortion, all Boss pedals, distortion, the delay pedal, the newest one that came out recently. Looper pedal, tuner pedal, and was there something else? Oh, reverb.
Great.
That's basically all you need with
I love
reggae.
reverb.
Yeah.
But
I got an auto wah pedal when I started playing reggae, and it just had one knob on it for like threshold. So instead of like,
yeah, I do use on the head rush for Lake Irie. It's called a Tron filter.
yeah,
It's kind of like a wah, but not really. But like I'm pretty sure there is auto wah on it. I just haven't found it yet because there's a lot of stuff on there. But
those are great because the wah attack comes with your hand, like how much pressure you put on the string,
Yeah.
like how big the wah comes out, and your accents really shine with that.
Right.
And then you play like really light and. Beyond the Gray Sky by 311.
Oh,
Like that guitar solo where it's like delay and that like low threshold auto wah just going like up and down, and like
Yeah.
that's just such a beautiful
Tim
sound.
Mahoney's awesome.
Oh, he is one of my
Yeah.
huge influences.
I obviously have a
guitar.
wah pedal too, but I don't really use it that much because I either go for the auto wah or the Tron filter. So
Cool.
yeah.
All right, Eddie.
So I have an Ibanez 5-string, and I also have an acoustic Dragonfly 5-string. Lately I've been playing the acoustic just because I need to get the electric worked on a little bit, but they're both awesome.
Call Chuck Comiskey. Get the Cuyahoga Sound discount.
That's my guy. No,
Chuck, man.
that's my plan. But honestly, I've been playing the acoustic a lot just because it just has that super buttery feel. It's such a joy to play. You know what I mean? It's even when I'm not playing my electric, I use it as a practice, and it's just
I feel like
it's-
you use the electric at shows mostly, though.
here and there.
Have you used the acoustic at shows?
Yes.
Oh. Shows how much I
Here and there.
see.
But then I use Macbase Ninja setup, a full Ninja setup, cab, and the whole setup. So it's been pretty cool. I do have quite a big pedal board. So I'll keep it simple. I do have
Bigger
a
than
bass
most
wah.
guitar players, dude.
Nah. Well, half of it is like a Vocal 400 pedal. So the Digitech, they don't make them anymore, but it's the purple one. And
The
what
purple box.
Yep,
Dude, those things
we actually
are-
both have them for me and Nick. We both have them for vocals, and what we love about them is just it has pedal control. So it's not just pedal control, but it has index pedal control, so you can go beyond just one pedal program. You can go all the way into full off, or you can go to like full hold. So it offers more than just a normal pedal rocker. It gives you a little bit few more options, but they did stop making them, so it's hopefully they
effects built
last
into
us.
it.
But they're still you're still able to find them, which is cool.
Excellent.
Last
And then-
original band I was in, the singer had that purple box, and he forgot it for a show, and he was freaking out, and we never stopped mocking him about this purple box.
That's why I feel like if you're gonna do that, start without the box and
Yeah.
then get used to that, and then all
I
right,
need
now
my
that's like a
purple
treat.
box.
So then if ever something happens to the box,
Yeah.
you can still do your job. All right, just give me a little reverb through the mixer, I'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those. And then as far as Pedalboard, I have I actually have a bass wah pedal, which is pretty cool. I plug that through a number of synth pedals, a few different ones that I go through, just to get different modulations and different sounds for different songs. And then from there, I actually go up through. I actually have plugged in a delay pedal, which I don't use that often, but I use here and there scarcely. But then, last but not least, I have an actual bass limiter enhancer, and that's just to finalize the sound, round it out, and it gives it that pure bass tone.
And you have a cool cab too.
Yeah, the whole Ninja setup's awesome. It's has its own effects right on it too, which adds to a lot of just getting that exact toneness you want out of it. But what I really like about it is because I have dual cabs off of it. It just has a really full sound. It's able to, you know what I mean? It has each cab has their own horn, so it just has that full crispness to it, and it's able to round out the whole bassness nicely. Which I use, quite a mix of, low end to high end, but I want to be able to get more finger out of it, be able to get that, a pure tone. So it's able to just make me really satisfied with how I'm able to feel out of it and provide a good sound to the fronts too through DI out.
Excellent.
All right.
Good on all facets.
Yeah, I love it. It was not cheap, but it was.
Let's be real. Nothing about being a musician is cheap.
Sure.
Yeah.
And thank you.
The pay ain't that great either.
Thank you to my parents who helped me out with that for a Christmas present to be able to get that bass amp. But it was definitely worth it because it was definitely my dream build to make it. And it was it really put me to the next level because I didn't have a bass setup going into that, and that really allowed me to do it. And because I did the two cabs, I was able to kind of do it halfway for a minute until I built it fully. And even you guys saw how it kind of was a full build over a progression and just how ridiculous it came.
The sounds that he utilizes now, especially with the original shit, I think is that where it comes into play the most. Is right now when Eddie's doing something, I'm like, oh man, that's dirty, man. That sounds so cool.
Yeah, I get that filthy synth bass. It's too much fun. And then what's fun is you, especially in this band, is you just get that fun sound. And you're like, oh man, I want to show this off. And you're like, all right, I'm gonna show it. Play this rip. And then Brandon will respond and dig it, and you know what I mean. And then Nicola adds some vocals on top. And then by the end of it, we're all playing the sound. We have each of us on it. Eric's got some cool keyboard wonking off of it. Even Corey has some, crazy drum going on with a really smooth fill going into it, and that turnaround where we all come in together, and just by the end of it, we're just all together, just rocking this groove, and it's so sweet. It's just that groove that clicks us all, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I did forget to mention that I actually still use an E-pad as part of my acoustic kit for some of those weird sounds.
I see that a lot in radio.
So that's what I have as where your first tom would normally be. I have an E-pad, and that just changes what's going through that depending on the song. But
yeah, no, you just took your E set and you took one of the drums off it and the brain and made that into a pad.
Right.
And that's so awesome. That's such a great style to get you started in padding
for the live stuff.
Yeah, and those have a nice click to it too because you can rim them, you can hit them, different ways, and it has a really good vibe to it, a nice bounce back. It's a pure, it's pretty pure drum.
A lot of the time you can't tell, man. Even when I was doing the whole E kit, the snare sound, I went snare shopping for a long time to try and reproduce something that I created digitally on that, and I was like, dude, none of these sound right, man. It's not tight enough. It's not pitched enough.
Speakers do play a big part in that too.
Yeah.
You're set up with an E-kit, and then I know a lot of people they have sensory issues with their E-kits.
Which is what we were having.
Sometimes if they go for a hi-hat, you get it'll start wonking out on you.
They're not good with dynamics, is what I learned. For the quiet, delicate stuff.
Also, the downside to keyboard sometimes too, because especially if you have a low-end keyboard, you
have the weighted one too, right? You can play that a little more dynamically.
I could play the impact with dynamics too, but I was just saying if you a cheap keyboard, sometimes if you hit a note, sometimes you can get double notes,
or you hit it and then it happens
So I mean, I'm very happy with my impact. There's been nothing really. If there is any issues, it's a program issue or my audio card. Sometimes if I'm trying to do multiple things, especially some of my I was saying I have my keyboard split in so many different ways, from switching parameter or channel in mid play, my computer can bog out a little bit. And that causes some issues. That's why having a Roland is like
It's got its own
Yeah.
brain.
exactly, and I can do things seamlessly without having to worry about that. Because what I got the laptop for was mostly to use it for recording, not for a live setting.
So you think when you guys record, you'll just go through your Logic, or you'll go to a
Oh no,
studio?
we'll probably go to a studio for that because I don't have the right gear for recording, and
Okay.
especially if we're doing like a demo, that's one thing. But
You think if that thing has its own brain, it would just record itself, like or play itself?
All right, Lake Irie. Well, we've taken up way too much of your time today, and we're about to wrap up. Anything you need to add or want to say to our listeners before we call it an episode?
Yeah,
Come to
we got one more thing to
local
say to you.
Loveland.
Yeah, definitely come to our
Friday.
shows. Check us out this Friday,
6 o'clock.
local Loveland. Check out our website. Check out our music, and then
Loveland's
last.
a whole weekend's event.
Two day thing, Friday and Saturday. We start the whole thing off on Friday at 6 o'clock.
You can camp out there, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
camp out all weekend.
It's
A
gonna be
lot
our
of
first
bands.
camp of the year.
Come hang out with us. I mean, we're gonna be playing and then just hanging out all weekend, or at
Chilling.
least most of these guys.
Even if you
I know
can't
I'm working
make
the
it
festival,
to our
but
set,
Yeah.
and you
that's
wanna come
okay,
out,
guys.
still
There's
come
so
out.
much cool sets. It's
Plenty
totally
of
worth
good
checking
bands.
out.
Great.
Definitely. And then, last but not least, there was some men off Lake Irie, they didn't know their destiny. They gathered to the beat of a drum and sang the Rasta tune. Now, hey ho, Ohio, hear us on this microphone. We have come to spread the love, oh yes, we are Lake Irie.
All right. Cool. And the Cuyahoga Sound gets its first performance.
Yeah.
First,
all right.
first pirate reggae shanty.
One last question we always ask our guests, and we're going to have 5 answers today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Movie recommendation or TV show recommendation?
Corey, let's
Go
start with
first.
you and go around this way.
Movie recommendation.
Movie or
of
TV
just
show?
Any movie, like
Any
doesn't have to be
movie,
new
yeah.
or old.
Nope. Anything.
Coherence. A little low budget sci-fi movie that deals with some interdimensional weird stuff.
Oh, cool. That's right.
Will blow your mind. Will blow your mind.
All right.
And speaking of which, I was going to say blow.
Also, will
That's
blow
one of
your
my
mind.
go-tos.
Can't
Is
feel my face.
I'd say The Pick of Destiny, Tenacious D.
All right.
So this is gonna be weird. I'm actually not a TV or movie guy. I actually just watch YouTube, whatever I'm feeling. So, I would encourage anybody, anything that you're interested in. There's a whole thing you can learn about. You don't need to go to school for anything. You can spend your time looking up things that you're interested about
Drop out now.
and be whatever you want to be.
You got a YouTube channel you recommend?
Davey
Um,
404.
Dibby! He's got his own.
No. Man, it's hard to say because, look, I will say I do watch like some gaming on YouTube. I would just say, you know, whatever you're interested in, just looking up on YouTube and
Good
and
mythical
find
lore.
Plug
Find
your
the
own.
secrets
What's
of
yours,
it.
What's yours again? What's it called?
my
Your
YouTube.
channel? Yeah.
Dibby Music.
Dibby. All right.
Yeah.
Dibby also
that's-
plays guitar for local hip hop group that's pretty sweet.
Cool.
Like pop punk hip hop, yeah. Yeah, so my last name's Dibbin, so that's why that's kind of my nickname is Dibby, or
Alright.
my stage name, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, is Dibby. So, yeah.
All right.
Dibby
I'm gonna go with the TV show route and Futurama. It's coming back, guys.
Oh, I can't wait for that. I forgot that was happening. That is gonna be
Cool.
epic.
Because the last episode, that they're like, let's take one more trip around or something like
Yeah,
that, right?
they said never again, once again, and they're there back again.
Thank God. Thank God.
It's like their 4th comeback.
Right? Finally.
Cool. Yeah, super underrated. One of the best animated series of all
Dude,
time.
so good. And they got the real Bender voice.
Mhm.
That they paid a fortune for it, but it's gonna be so good.
So worth it, yeah.
That guy does a lot of voicings for other things too.
Jake the dog.
Yeah, you know, it's like that's another great series, like animated shows right there.
We talked about
Adventure
that a couple
Time.
times on this podcast.
Adventure Time.
All right. Well, Lake Irie, it was great to have you here. Can't wait to hang out with you this weekend.
Hell yeah.
For the Cuyahoga Sound podcast, I'm Evan Stone.
I'm Chuck Schilling.
Thank you guys. We're Lake Irie. Peace.